welcome to episode 5 of Dead Film Society. I'm James.
I'm Toby.
He's Toby. Yes, indeed. And today we have a special guest in. First guest, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a round of applause. Took us a while to get to this spot, but we're here. We've got our first guest.
Thank you, lads.
Yes.
I'm Hugo, and I'm honoured to be on the show. I've been with these boys in media, and I've had the pleasure of staying behind the camera for many of the episodes, and
Only 4. Don't worry about it, sweetie.
only 4. But this is going to be the best one. You know why? Because I'm in front of the camera now.
Today we'll be talking about Wes Anderson.
That's right.
So we watched his new movie, which came out this year, The French Dispatch, this week. So we decided to make a top 10 list of all of his movies.
Yep.
So what we'll do is we'll give all of our top 10 and then we'll have a chat about it. But yeah, first off, we'll start off with this. What makes Wes Anderson so unique? And like, you know how we've learnt about him through school and that's sort of how it erupted. But I guess what do you like about him? We'll start with you, Hugo.
Well, for me, like, the first Wes Anderson film I saw was Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
And I just remember from all other movies, like, compared to Fantastic Mr. Fox, I was like, yo, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, because it looked so weird.
And it was so
because of the symmetry and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was just unique, and also, like, the stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I think Wes Anderson has a really good knack for, like, making movies that are his very distinct style. Like, in Hollywood, you see nothing like it.
Oh, exactly.
Nothing like it.
Well, you wouldn't say his movies come out with like massive box office.
Not really. Yeah.
Sort of.
No.
That's not him.
It's got the niche audience thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So what do you like about him?
Pretty much exactly everything Hugo said. I don't know, it's just different. Like, Wes Anderson film, you know what you're gonna get. You know. And,
you know what to expect.
It's a unique. Like, we don't get too many films nowadays that like separate themselves. You know.
Yeah. Well, so I guess what I like about him is just like his use of everything. Just what he uses, like colour, costume, cinematography. You know, I guess he likes to reuse a lot of actors.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bill Murray, Owen Wilson,
Jason Schwartzman,
yes. But I also like how he uses real life situations and problems, but in a dreamlike setting.
Yeah.
But they're not exaggerated problems. They're not like, well, like this would never happen to me. Like this could happen to anyone. Like any of the events that occur in his films. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Can I also just say,
yeah,
despite his films never having, like, the mark of being a comedy,
yeah,
they're all funny.
yeah, they are.
Like, he actually has good comedic timing.
Yeah.
And, like, what comes across on screen,
Mm.
it's pretty funny.
No,
Yeah.
it is. So, top 10.
Should we get straight into it?
You want to get straight into it?
But it's
or?
like, I gotta say, like, our knowledge in this, it's like pretty good because we did
We
like
have
media
learnt
this
about it,
year.
Yeah.
We did so much stuff on this, so yeah.
Many essays on
I
that.
don't really. I kind of want to give a shout out to Studio Binder.
For sure.
For helping me out through
Yeah.
like all the tests and stuff for Wes Anderson, just to watch the recap of all his movies and yeah. So we'll get straight into it. You know, let the guest go first. What's your
number 10?
10th movie from Wes?
Okay. Can I just say, before we get into it, like, the worst Wes Anderson movie is leagues above a Adam Sandler throwaway film.
Definitely.
Like, leagues above. Anyway, my number 10. His first film, Bottle Rocket.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Was originally a short film. And, fun fact, got a budget of $7 million.
Yes.
That's not bad for
only made $1 million in the box office.
Unlike
It was a commercial flop. And that's sort of why I've put it at the bottom. I mean, it's really interesting to go back and watch because you actually see like where he started, and it to be fair,
it's not really if you compared it to all of his other films, it's nothing like.
Yeah.
It's got none of that. Yeah, it's none of that.
you see a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Do you see hints of it?
Like tiny.
Like where it comes in.
Yeah.
But
like just the colour though.
Yeah, it's so
pretty much just
desaturated.
Yeah.
And honestly, like the characters feel lifeless. Like I just remember them as Luke and Owen Wilson.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or they are brothers. So
yeah.
I mean, it's a good look into like like really bad criminals.
Yeah.
Like they're just.
It's pretty funny.
It's a good concept.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the first like. There's been a lot of movies like that, like dumb criminals and stuff. But this was like one of the. When did it come out? 1996.
Yeah.
So, look, it was potentially one of the first films to sort of portray those dumb criminals. But there's been many movies that have done it. But it's good in a sense that I think those two have good chemistry.
Yeah.
Luke and Owen Wilson.
Of course
they're
they
pretty because they're brothers. So
Yeah.
I'd assume they'd have pretty good chemistry. But the characters were sort of.
Yeah.
It just felt like a quick movie.
It's
But I
just-
mean, all these movies are pretty short.
Yeah.
They're not like
Just
blockbuster 2.5 hour movies. They go for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
They're not massive, but
yeah, it just felt like kind of meh. Just like
yeah, it
didn't
was
feel
just because what you'd
forgettable.
expect from all of his other films, it just
Yeah.
didn't hold up to what he's doing now.
Yeah.
So that's why I'd assume you'd put it there,
Yeah.
just because.
Yeah.
But it's a good crack for his first movie.
Yeah. The story just kind of just goes. Doesn't really like
Yeah.
nothing. I don't know, the romantic subplot with the
It's
And
kind of
yeah. It's just meh.
It was a little bit weird how he like felt this like strange attraction towards it like straight away. He's like, oh, he like keeps like bull. He's like, oh,
Well,
I've had the greatest time of my life. But I guess he's a little bit
throughout all of his films, love's
Yeah.
like pretty
pretty yeah.
common constant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so number 10, Bottle Rocket. That's
Okay.
for me.
Do you want to go your number 10?
Yep. My number 10, I have the Darjeeling Limited.
Oh, I don't.
It's a
Look.
good film. Like not there isn't a bad Wes Anderson film.
Bit of a hot take.
None
but
of
it
his films are
lasts.
bad.
Yeah.
It's just none of his films are bad. If you're a Wes Anderson fan,
Yeah.
not a lot of people are, just because it's such a niche audience. But if you are, don't get angry. All of his films are good.
Yeah. I just feel like the comedy in it is pretty good. Like the chemistry between Adrian Brody, Jason Schwartzman, and Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Like that's like they play off each other really well.
Look, I feel like Owen Wilson played a different character as well. Because, like, usually in some of his
Yeah.
films, like, he's got the same hairstyle.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dick in this film.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you kind of hate him a little bit, but then you also, like, kind of
Yeah.
relate with him. But it's good to see that other side of, I guess, anyone's acting when they portray this character that you don't necessarily like.
Yeah.
Like, because, Owen Wilson kind of plays the same kind of character every single time, but, yeah, so.
And it's just like the story, that's the main reason why I have it last. Like, it's just a bit of same thing with Bottle Rocket. Like, what's the story? So they're like
Well, they're on a train.
on the train to see their mum.
Well,
Yeah.
sort of to see their mum, but to also pray.
Have like a spiritual
Yeah,
journey.
spiritual
yeah.
awakening, yeah.
And that's what Francis Owen Wilson
Yeah.
sets up the brothers for. They're like, oh yeah, it's a spiritual journey, but in reality, he wants to see his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but the mum doesn't even want to see them.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Just like in comparison to other ones, it's not as memorable.
just because it's on
Yeah.
is it because it's on a train the whole time? Just,
Not really,
just-
just
did you find it boring at all?
no, I enjoy it. I enjoy all his movies.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
others are better.
Alright.
Yeah, you're number 10.
My number 10, you might hate on me for this, The Life Aquatic.
Wow.
Look, it was cool. The concept was cool. Just compared to his other movies.
Really?
Yeah, sorry.
I
it
don't.
didn't appeal
I don't
to me.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
Well, I think I'll get into why I like it and where I've placed
Yeah.
it.
Okay, but I'm just You say why you like it, but I just put it there just because there's so many other good movies by him.
It's
Oh,
just-
you
To
just
be honest,
you think the other ones? It's not that it's.
to be honest, well, I'll say it now. Bottle Rocket's number 9. It was a little,
yeah.
but I don't know. It was. Yeah.
I think it's just like you don't get a film like that. Like,
Well, of course you don't. None of his films like you get a film
it's
like
cool.
that.
Like chasing a jaguar shark. He has like his own documentary thing.
Would you agree with the 56% on Rotten
Yeah,
Tomatoes?
that's
Probably not.
yeah. So that's his
It would
lowest
be
film on
higher.
Rotten Tomatoes.
And that's a bit unfair. I think it's underrated.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon it deserves like a 70 or
Yeah.
low 80s.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's my number 10 for Wes.
And your
So
number
now-
9, Bottle Rocket.
Oh yeah, and my number 9, Bottle Rocket. We'll start with number 9 from me, and then we'll.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've said what we like about it. I don't know. The reason it's 9 is because it's his first movie. It doesn't really compare to his other movies, as in like you wouldn't like. It's not what you'd expect because it's his first film. It's nothing like his other movies. So you just think, oh, it's just another movie.
Yeah.
But there's a few aspects, as said before, colour, like the yellows and the reds and all that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good movie for his first film.
Yeah. We'll go my number 9.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay, I got Bottle Rocket as well.
Yeah.
So, same thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, your number 9.
Alright, so my number 9 is Moonrise Kingdom.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Rough.
it's a fan favourite for a lot of
No,
people.
it is pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
But I just didn't really connect with it. Like, it just felt the whole like love story with what was the kid's name? I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know either.
The kid and was it Sophie?
Shatowski or something? Is it?
Shit
Is
out.
Chelsea.
Oh yeah, Shatowski, yeah.
Is it actually?
And then like I don't know, I just felt for a Wes Anderson film, I feel like there's much better storylines, and I also felt the cinematography in the film wasn't very inspired.
Wow.
Either.
Really? I
Like,
disagree.
You get the vibe of a summer camp in the 60s, right? But just because it fits the vibe doesn't mean it's a good vibe.
I disagree, man.
Well,
I
it
love
got
the movie.
93% Rotten
What
Tomatoes.
deserved it? What
His
deserved
name
it?
was Sam.
Not for me.
Sam.
But he had a last name. Everyone called him by his last name.
Yeah.
I think.
Shatowski.
But it's a good. I think it's a pretty good. Like, it's funny, as in like, it's funny because this 12-year-old kid's so madly in love with this 12-year-old
Yeah.
girl,
Mm.
and they go off together, and they want to get married,
Yeah.
and they end up actually getting married.
Yeah.
And it's a weird concept, but it's so funny because they're so young,
Yeah. I just think.
and it's
like,
on a little island as well, and it's just so dumb because they can't escape.
Yeah.
Well, they could, but you know, they're kids. What are they gonna do?
Yeah. I just feel like use of color, use of yellow. Like
Yeah.
Edward Norton, man, he was hilarious.
Yeah.
I laughed so
Yeah.
much about him as the scout troop master, dude.
Yeah.
That was funny, man. I don't know how you have that number
Yeah,
9.
number 9. That's rough.
Listen,
That's
I
fine.
just feel like the impact of the other films have been greater.
Yeah.
I did
Oh,
also.
fair enough. It's your opinion.
I only saw it yesterday, so
Yeah, past 3 days we've just been on like a Wes Anderson.
we have.
binge.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to refresh our memories.
Yeah.
Number 8 now.
Yeah.
You've done your number 9. Yours was Bottle Rocket as well.
Yep.
Yep. So number 9, pretty much. I got the Darjeeling Limited.
Yep.
As said before, maybe it's number 8, or it is number 8, just because. Look,
I actually have it as 8 too. So.
you have it as 8.
Yeah.
So, well, we can both chime in on this.
Yeah.
But it's just maybe the setting. I did like the setting, but just because they're on a train the whole time, it was a cool concept. I liked how they wanted to spiritual awakening and go see their mother, but it just didn't have a massive whoa. It was not like you were kind of just sitting there going, oh yeah, this is it's alright.
It's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, and I liked how Owen Wilson and the chemistry was good.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have good chemistry. You gotta have good chemistry between like a few actors, and
Yeah.
especially if they're gonna be the main protagonist of the whole film. You have to have good chemistry, and I think it was, but it doesn't hold up to the other films in my opinion.
Well, for me, I think from this point, like the films ahead are like 8s, 9s
Yeah, this is like a 7.5.
for you, right? Yeah, I really liked it. The whole how they deal with grief, like grief was a pretty big theme in the film.
Yeah.
And also, like, the arcs from each of the 3 brothers were actually cohesive.
Yeah.
And it worked out in the end. They were all, like, unified by this sort of, like, contempt for their mum for just leaving them.
But although it was like a sad kind of film, as in like there was a lot of sorrow in it, there was good comedic elements,
Yeah.
which a Wes Anderson film would always have. And I liked how when they were in the airport going home, and each of them were on the phone, and do you remember that when they were?
Oh, yeah.
And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, why is he on the phone? And then
Yeah.
they'd keep switching.
Mm.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Him just buying a poisonous snake. What's his name? Peter Whitman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Adrian Brody plays him. He just
Yeah.
buys a snake, and then Jack's whole love story with the Indian.
Yeah. I was gonna say she's extremely good looking. I don't know if you guys
Oh my god!
disagree.
What is it with you and? Oh,
Dude, she's
This ain't
so
a beauty
good looking.
pageant, man.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
But
She's
yeah.
very good looking.
Look, I feel that it's quite a good film about, like, brotherhood.
Yeah.
And also the final shot, like, I don't know if it was a final shot, but when they're running onto the train in slow
it's
motion,
slow-mo.
Yeah.
and
No,
they
that
just
is
chuck
the
out
yeah.
their bags.
Yeah.
They're just
That's
because it's like saying, oh yeah, we're gonna forget all of this.
It's a statement.
We forget all of this material stuff as long as we have each other.
There's always something behind a Wes Anderson film though. And that's with any movie. There's a theme behind it, but his themes are like relevant.
Yeah.
They're relevant themes.
They are.
Yeah, and also like Bill Murray at the start, I think he's gonna be like the main character, and then just
Yeah.
Adrian Brody just runs straight past him.
That was pretty good.
That was funny.
Okay,
So Toby, your number 8.
my number 8, I have The French Dispatch. It's a bit of a hot take.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we saw it at Luna a couple days ago. I just think like there's so many characters, and like all the stories are very cool. Like there's like 3 different chapters inside the entire film.
Is it 3 or 4?
I don't know, but like
Well, what do you got? The painter,
the painter, the
the guy that gets his son kidnapped.
And also Timothy Chalamet as a
Timothy Chalamet.
political leader. So
Yeah.
I actually have French Dispatch as 7.
seven.
What did you have?
8.
8.
Yeah.
So for me,
Did you give your 8?
yeah, mine was
Oh, yours was
Darjeeling.
yeah.
Should we just go ahead and talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, for me,
This is his newest one, by the way.
yeah. So the cinematography, it was beautiful.
Yes.
And it's like all of his stuff mashed in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yes.
like it's like so like it's there. Like it's so there.
Like the most Wes Anderson film you can get.
It does look like a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah.
However, in terms of like plot,
Yeah.
it's very innovative for him
Yeah.
Mm.
because he's always had these like frame narratives like in the Grand Budapest.
But
where
he also does have like chapters and like switches in past and present.
However, this is a full-on anthology.
Yeah, it is.
And I think if you go into the film expecting the traditional like Wes like full-on hour-and-a-half story, you'll be disappointed because it's not. It's 3 half-an-hour stories, really.
Look, to be honest, an average person that likes movies would find this extremely boring.
I think they would.
Extremely.
It's a friggin' magazine
but it's
printing
not,
company.
Yeah, it's not boring at all. It's a good concept. And as what I said, Wes uses chapters and switches from past and present, but however, this is like a literal change in chapter because it's a completely different story.
There's no ties between them.
Yeah, and people would would say though like it's too short, like the chapters to like relate to a character or like have feelings for a certain character. But I think that's what the point was.
That's why I had it so low. Because like these characters got such little screen time, and just like you can't connect with them. Like,
but that was his intention.
Yeah.
I assume.
I know, but like you just don't feel like the emotional depth that you kind of want to.
Any of his other ones. Is anything?
Well, I think that also there were some pretty funny moments.
Yeah.
Benicio del Toro chasing after Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
I loved the switch
That
in
was-
the animation as well. That animation
from
was
in the
on
final
point.
story?
Yes.
That's
was
sort of
so
like
good.
that's sort of drawn on like Isle of Dogs.
Yeah. Oh.
You know
Yeah,
when
but-
the security cameras.
Yeah. Oh yes.
But yeah, so I think there were some pretty funny moments.
Yeah, I think Benicio probably like standout role for me.
Oh, for
like
sure.
His chapter, that entire thing was hilarious. Yeah, I think he definitely stood out apart from all the other ones.
Yeah, and like an artist rebelling against like being sold out. Like that's a pretty compelling story.
Yeah, like him chasing Adrian Brody in his wheelchair. That's hilarious.
And then I don't want to spoil everything, but I'm pretty sure it's in the trailer. It's like the prisoners bursting out.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious. And then Adrian's just standing in the corner like this. Oh, that was funny. But even Timothy Chalamet's chapter, that was funny with him and Francis McDormand. When he's in the bathtub, he's like, "Oh, I'm naked.
Yeah.
I'm shy of my new muscles," which is pretty ironic because he's a skinny kid. I mean, that's just the irony. That's what Wes uses, and it's funny.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet, man. How many movies he's been in this year?
He's been in June, French Dispatch. He's
Dude,
doing
he's
well
the
for
new
himself.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's doing well for himself.
Yeah,
he is. He's doing extremely well.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we? What's your number 7, man?
Yeah.
My number 7 is Isle of Dogs, and I kind of regret putting this at number 7 because it's a pretty good movie.
It is.
It's a very good movie, actually. Look, there's nothing really I like about it. I just put it in 7 because there's better movies. I'll keep saying this, but still a very good movie. Just the whole stop motion aspect. We'd had Fantastic Mr. Fox, and then he came out with another stop motion, which would have taken so long to make as well.
Yeah.
Just the respect for a stop motion, I have so much respect for it.
Yeah.
And it was just a good storyline, like a whole country. What was it? Was it Japan?
Yeah, Japan.
Yeah, Japan.
Fictional city.
Yeah. Japan, like getting rid of dogs because of like a
Dog flu.
Dog flu.
Yeah.
And then this kid gets his dog taken away, and he goes to the
Trash Island.
where all those dogs lived, where they were moved to find his dog. And that's
Spotsu.
Yeah.
I think it's sick.
Yeah.
And that's satisfying, like when he's chopping up the food.
Yeah.
That's so. If you haven't watched that in stop motion,
yeah,
it's different and it's so good.
Just like the voice acting between like Bryan Cranston and Bill Murray, they all play off each other really well.
Yeah.
And some hilarious moments.
Even in that part where they're like, "Oh, before we tear each other to shreds, let's just open the bag and see what we're actually fighting for."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, we've got a apple core, pickles, broken eggshell. Okay, it's worth it." And then they just do that. If you haven't, we'll put a picture of that up there. But
it was amazing.
It's a good scene.
Yeah. It's just like Wes Anderson.
And the way he uses he plays with stop motion as well. Like even if with all the explosions and stuff.
Yes.
That was sick. He used like a I don't know what he used, but it was just cool to look at. Just stop motion's satisfying. Yeah. It's so satisfying. Yeah. But it's a good movie.
I think we'll get into it when we talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. My number 7.
Yes.
Yeah. 7 or 6.
What did you say? What was your 7?
Life Aquatic.
Yeah. And my 7 was French Dispatch.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6.
6. My 6 are the dogs. So.
What do you like about it? What I've said, or you
pretty much everything you said,
yeah.
Satisfying.
Okay. For me,
number 6.
My number 6 is the Life Aquatic.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with you putting it at last.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Well, you put Moonrise Kingdom at number 9, mate. That's got 93% on. I'm not even.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Losing track.
Wait, did you?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I think this movie is pretty underrated.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is amazing. David Bowie covers, and also like the little like synthy type beats when they're under the water.
Yeah, that's cool.
I also think the set design.
I'm not saying this movie's bad. It's just
no. I'm just giving reasons why I like it.
Yeah.
And also like the whole love triangle situation. I do think compared to Rushmore's love triangle, it is the worst one.
Well, there's also another love triangle in the Royal Tenenbaums as well.
Well, yeah. But also, I think overall the chemistry between Owen Wilson and Bill Murray, like they actually look like a father and son.
Yeah.
And it's pretty crazy. I just like the film because it connected with me, and like at the end when he's going, he decides to put down his ego and like instead of going to kill this jaguar shark, he lets it live. I mean that's pretty beautiful.
Especially after the shark actually killed his friend, and the whole point of the movie is for them to find the shark and kill it.
Like Steve Zissou is like a narcissistic, selfish kind of prick, but like he's still like going for him. Just like Wes Anderson, man. That's the type of stuff he does. Yeah. Like even though he's pretty like really mean towards like all his crew, and like the interns and stuff. You know how he's like bullies them. Yeah. Like you're still rooting for him.
Yeah.
And like doesn't like at the end like he ends up trying to save Owen Wilson, like being a better man. Yeah. Yeah. Respect him for that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it shouldn't be lost in the way you have to. Dude. Come on, man. Do better.
He agrees with Rotten Tomatoes, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever. Alright, number 6.
Yeah, Isle Dogs. That was mine.
Isle Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 6.
My number 6? Well, I just said it. It was Life Aquatic. Life Aquatic. What are you doing?
I'm losing track. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're up to number 5, right?
Wait.
No, James hasn't said his 6.
I haven't said my 6. My 6 is the French Dispatch.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's not his best movie, but just because, you know, you can't relate or have feelings with the characters just because they're short stories. But it's just all mashed into one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful film to look at just because it's just so like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's just really him. It's so him.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it.
And like his use of colour. Like
Yeah.
from black and white, and then it has the pops of colour.
Yeah.
Like it's refreshing.
Even at the dining table. Do you know how
Yeah.
at the start he sits at the dining table and it's all black and white, and then the camera does like a little pan around and it goes into colour?
That was so
That was
cool.
pretty cool.
The camera work in the movie was
Yeah.
on point.
His camera work's on point in every movie, but this was
Of course.
like
Yeah.
wow.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
wow.
Number 5. You go.
I'm gonna go.
Yep.
The Royal Tenenbaums.
Okay.
It's a pretty good cast. Ben
Yeah.
Stiller, Owen Wilson, Gwyneth Paltrow,
Yep.
Bill Murray,
Jason Schwartzman.
Jason Schwartzman. Yeah. Look. What did I like about it? It was a good story. Like a father faking his
Yeah.
death. No, not faking his death. Faking his
Cancer.
His cancer,
Yeah.
and that he's about to die.
Pretty
Yeah.
Just to see his children,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what's his goal.
Just let's reconnect with his
Reconnect with his family,
Yeah.
because you know they all hate him pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
they do.
he's got 3 kids, a blonde goth,
Yeah.
played by Gwyneth Paltrow,
Mm-hmm.
Jason Schwartzman, like a retired tennis player
Yeah.
who was absolutely terrible.
Isn't Luke Wilson the tennis player?
Oh no, he is.
Yeah.
Luke Wilson. Shit,
Yeah.
sorry. And then they kind of look the same.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And then Ben Stiller as
He was like a super genius.
yeah, he was a genius
Like
as a kid.
Chaz, yeah.
Yeah, and then his wife died, and then that changes his whole character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see his wife die or anything. It's just like
Playing, yeah.
yeah. But it's a good movie.
Yeah,
As I said before,
Yeah.
chemistry's good, characters are all good. There's a few sad moments.
Yeah, especially like the scene where Luke Wilson attempts suicide.
Yeah.
Just
And
the
the
way that's shot, man.
Needle in the
That
Hay.
was brilliant.
Yeah.
Needle in the Hay playing behind that. That's a dark song.
Yeah.
Like it just matched perfect, and especially the lighting and the colour in that,
Yeah.
and his face as well. It just all works well
Like,
together.
yeah, like Wes Anderson sometimes, man, he goes dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but everything complements. It all complements each other.
Yeah.
Like
It does.
from the costume, lighting, everything complements.
Yeah. That's what I respect about him.
Yeah.
Just like the shift in tone. Like, yeah. Like,
But then still being able to have those comedic elements in
yeah, it's
that
not easy.
shift.
Yeah, a lot of directors can't pull that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like massive. It's just like a slight thing,
Yeah.
but like it's good.
So I guess we just go down the line. I'll kick off my number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Isle of Dogs.
Mm.
Now for me,
That's only 2 spots above mine.
yeah,
So it's
honestly the difference between the movies are very slim, as
Yeah.
we've said. But for me, this is the best looking Wes Anderson film,
I can agree with that.
and it certainly helps with the stop motion.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you couldn't do things in live action that you could in stop motion. And
no way.
honestly, the amount of effort, it's paid off.
Yeah.
The colour is immaculate, okay? The movement is sublime. And
Poetry class.
despite if it being a kid's film,
Mm.
Yeah, but there's so
It-
many underlying themes that kids would
there is.
understand.
Yeah.
And they say bitch,
Yeah.
referring to
And
the
they
female
say,
dog.
And they say bitch.
You know, but like the themes of abandonment and also like rebellion against the government,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's pretty hardcore, man.
I do like those movies though where they switch between like a different language and English as well.
Yeah.
They do that a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously Japanese.
Yeah.
But
And
I do like that. And then the subtitles that he uses is pretty cool as well. Like
yeah.
even in the French Dispatch,
Yeah.
his like subtitle use, the font, it's pretty cool. It matches with what the movie's aesthetic is.
Yeah.
So and it does the same thing for Isle of Dogs. I think it's pretty good.
Well,
Like
with
that.
Isle of Dogs, there's not actually that many subtitles.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
But the thing is, you don't really need the translation because it just sort of fills itself in,
yeah.
and that's due to like the expression on the character's faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Jeff Goldblum. You got.
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
It is, yeah.
Like the cast he would use.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
I think it has a very special place in my heart because first Wes Anderson film I saw in cinemas.
Really?
With my granddad
Was
as
it
well.
actually?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'll get into that later, actually. But yeah, I have a special place in my heart, and it's at number 5, which
Yeah.
yeah. So it's in the middle.
Yeah, it's
but,
great. It's got a special place, but you know, it's
but number 5. Right. So
Yeah, I don't know. There was really a special place in my heart because I was like watching it like 4 a.m. and I was super tired.
what,
just because it has a special place in Hugo's heart doesn't mean it has to
Yeah.
have a special place in yours.
It's like, yeah, I wasn't like fully focused.
That's
but,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, so my number 5, I have Moonrise. Yeah, like showing like a good like kid relationship like between the girl and the boy, and like how I'm sometimes a bit unrealistic, like
Yeah, well, it's not really though.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, oh yeah, we're gonna run away. Oh yeah, we're gonna book plane tickets. Yeah, we're gonna leave this island. They're still on the island.
Yeah.
They just run away from home.
And I like how like Bruce Willis, I like him as the cop. And
When I saw him in the credits at the start of the movie,
Yeah.
I didn't think he would. I was like, oh, what's Bruce Willis doing in a
exactly,
film like this? But it worked.
Yeah, he did well.
Yeah.
Like you don't think of like Bruce Willis as this Wes Anderson type actor.
Yeah, you think of him as an action sort of.
Die Hard man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a DVD. No offense to Bruce Willis, but if you look at his filmography, he's been in some not so good films.
Trash movies.
Yeah. And yeah, I just thought
Gave him a shot at redemption.
and like Bill Murray, like he wasn't like his usual like funny self. He was kind of a dick in this movie as well. Like being
Like
his dad.
doesn't care about his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I also just say why I've put Moonrise Kingdom kind of low?
Why?
Kinda low.
Well,
Kinda
low.
Yeah.
The totally legal website I was streaming it on, Watch HD Movies, not a HD.
Bro, please censor that. I don't want to get shut down, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
censor that.
Cut.
I'll censor it.
Yeah.
So on this on this legal website that I've been
Just call it Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Netflix.
it kept buffering every like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's why you gotta pause it for a little bit.
It
And then
ruined
you
the
gotta-
experience.
You gotta pause it for a little bit, maybe refresh the page a little bit,
Yeah.
pause it, and then it'll be good.
Yeah, just close
It usually does.
Yeah. Like if Lisa's
Close.
1.6 miles away, just close it. You know?
I
And
just-
even just put it on the quality it can
Yeah.
go on, so it'll just run through pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
This is on Netflix, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hot singles on Netflix.
Yeah, we just got bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Terrible Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Yeah, just like what else are we meant to do? It's not on like any actual streaming service. You know,
That's the place to go.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You know,
sometimes,
DM us if you want the site. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix.
B movie Netflix. Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Watch Netflix.hd.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll have to pick
Right,
that up.
number 4?
Number 4.
Number 4. Number 4, I have Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh,
Look,
there you go.
just said it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's
It's
good.
actually not pretty good. It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've pretty much said what I needed to say about it when you two mentioned it. So yeah,
Yep.
that's my number 4.
Cool.
So first time we're hearing this film on the list.
Cool.
First time we're hearing this one on the list. Rushmore.
Ooh.
Was number 4.
Number 4, Rushmore. Arguably Wes Anderson's breakout film,
Yeah, probably is. Yeah.
and yeah, I think it was great. Hadn't actually seen it until last week, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I haven't mentioned it either, so
Yeah.
Was that also Jason Schwartzman's breakout as
Probably,
well?
yeah.
Yeah, it was great. The whole love triangle was really relatable. Well, not
Although
really.
They remain
Relatable.
they like
Not really relatable.
Relatable.
No, okay,
Relatable.
so
It's
not.
a teacher.
what are you,
Whoa. Can we censor that one
are
at
you hiding
least?
something? Are you hiding something?
No, well, just like a love triangle in general, it's relatable. Not really with an old man and a teacher.
It's like 56.
But the thing is that the adults in the film act like children.
That's
Yeah.
the whole point of
Yeah.
these films.
So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Max Fisher, like, he was a great character.
Yeah, like he's a flawed dude. He is not perfect at
He's flawed, but he's so likable because he
Yeah.
does all of these things in his spare time.
all. Yeah.
And Yeah.
Well, it can come across as annoying to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just like, even at the start, that cool little montage of all the clubs he was a part of and what he founded or was head of.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. He does lots of like douchey things.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like
rocks up to a public school.
Most of the stuff is like, rocks up to the public school
with his old uniform.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. That's just unique. That's Wes's. That's just Wes.
Yeah.
But I also liked how like Bill Murray and him remained friends, even though like they were in this love triangle.
Yeah.
But they had that moment of hate for each other.
Yeah.
But then even when he like comes to the grave of his mum.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was about to like chop down a tree and like make it fall, and he's like looks up at it, he's like, oh, that would have squashed me like a pancake. And then they just
they
thought
play well off each other.
It was very good.
Do you also
chemistry?
Chemistry.
Yeah.
Do you also like the like performance, like drama aspects of the film?
Yeah. Like that's one of my favorite genres anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like there is some stuff in there that like wouldn't hold up today. Like this is
the whole even the teacher.
Just the teacher thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a bit sauce.
Yeah, this dude's like 15 by the way. He's like
so small as well.
Yeah. He's like trying to get to like 30-year-old teacher. Yeah.
His husband just died.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah, but he fakes being in a bike accident. She like wipes it. It's like fake blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that, but like, yeah, like he like pretty much like when they're in the room together and he's like sulking, he like tries to like he like grabs her neck and like.
Oh, even when like even though when like
hold on.
When she goes in his room, no, when he goes in her room.
Yeah.
He like she goes to get him like a towel. He like jumps on the bed, puts the music on, and lays in the bed like this. He's like, that was funny.
Yeah, it wouldn't hold up in 2021.
Fair enough. So, number 4.
But I still love it. Yeah.
Rushmore.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Well, no,
his number 4 is Rushmore.
Oh, you're not.
No, my number 4 was Rushmore. Bro, we're trying to get this. Like,
Oh, is your number 4 as well?
My number 4 is Rushmore. His number 4 is
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, yours is Rushmore.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm such an idiot.
So yeah, this movie, all three of us have like high knowledge of it because like, we studied the hell out of it.
Oh my god, I wrote an essay on this like 4 times.
Yeah. We're intellectuals at this point.
Yeah.
We could quote the whole movie.
Yeah, this is like probably like Wes Anderson's most successful film, like in terms of like box office and that.
And highest rated.
Yeah. And it's everything in it. Like it's a really Wes Anderson film. The use of like miniatures and colour.
Yeah. Like dollhouses.
Yeah. Ralph Fiennes as Gustav. Man, is hilarious.
With Zero.
Yeah, Zero.
They play off each other very well.
Yeah. For sure. And I love the movie. I just think some movies are better. Like, but this one stands out.
Yeah. Well, even like I'm gonna say it, like even in like just to show the excellence of the hotel. Like the colour that Wes uses to create a tone.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big word for you. Excellence. Yeah. It's more than 3 syllables, isn't it? Oh no, it's 3.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Like in like when was its heyday? Like in the 1930s.
1930s.
Yeah.
So he uses like purples, reds.
You don't mind
he uses bright pastel colours, but then in the to show the prestige of the hotel.
Yeah.
And then in the present he uses dull greens.
Hopefully the ATAR gets this good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I do like his use of colour in this. I think this is one of the main movies where he uses colour.
Yeah.
Like mainly.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 3.
Yep, go on.
Rushmore.
That's
my top 3. Now we're getting to the big leagues.
Yeah, we are.
Rushmore number 3. When I saw this, I thought it was amazing.
Yep.
The character of Max is pretty relatable. Not in the aspect of him like
being a dick,
trying to hook up with a teacher or being a dick. It's just like him being like a full on. He's
He's
like a dumb nerd, more like a geek.
Yeah.
Because he's like he like does in his spare time he does all this stuff trying to help other people.
Yeah.
And making all these clubs, and he comes across as smart.
Yeah.
But in reality, he's actually so dumb. And that's why he gets expelled from Rushmore and goes to that public school because he's failing everything.
Yeah, I respect that. That's like a rare thing in film.
And he got a scholarship to go to Rushmore as well. He didn't Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Just have like a really nerdy kid not do well.
Yeah, and
That's
just
cool.
and just the way of like how close he is to all the teachers and stuff, and how he goes into those interviews with them, and then
Yeah.
like,
Man, that's realistic. Like, well, not a lot of people do well in school.
Yeah.
Like, they usually are portrayed in a film.
people come across as smart, but they can
Yeah, they can be idiots.
they can
yeah.
very well be
Not smart. Not
academically
idiots,
smart. Everyone's smart in their own way.
Yeah.
You don't have to be academically smart to be smart.
Exactly.
Did you know that was the actual school Wes Anderson went to?
Really?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a good fun fact. Yeah.
So my number 3.
Number 3. Yeah.
Don't mix this up.
The Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like you said, Ben Stiller, all the performances were amazing.
Yeah.
And just like in the movie, there's like a constant theme of like obsession. So Chaz has the obsession of like safety for his kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Uzi and Ari.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he dresses them up in
The red tracksuits.
and he does the yeah.
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 Set off. Go on.
Luke Wilson obsesses over Margot.
Yeah.
And,
I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
yeah, which is a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Like,
Look,
it's not. Dude, don't allow it, man. Just because we're adopted, it's incest, bro.
but that's the whole. I know.
It's incest.
I mean, he
Come on,
goes
man.
to kill himself over her, man.
Yeah.
Like he's in
Yeah.
love.
Like,
Yeah. But
she's adopted.
who cares, dude? You're still.
It's weird.
incest.
It's weird, but it's a Wes Anderson movie.
That's right.
It's the point.
Allow it,
It's
fam.
legal in a Wes Anderson movie. Alright? And they're adults. They know what to do, and they know what's right and what's wrong. And they end up both
It
making the
doesn't
same
matter. It's still
decision.
brother and sister, bro. Is that actually illegal? Is that
Adopted.
legal to have like adopted brother?
I'm
and
not
sister?
searching that shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna get red flagged or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say illegal?
It's
No,
legal.
Illegal.
Yeah.
I'm sure to be legal.
Yeah, because they're adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not blood related.
Okay, back to the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not get into incest on the podcast. This isn't like a or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Why did you say that?
What? Yeah, let's.
You have to. Oh, there's so many
Oh my
bleeps.
Right, so
So many bleeps.
Oh my god.
Far out. Here you go. First guess.
Here we
Make
go.
that comment.
Okay. So yeah.
But yeah, I really love the character arcs in the film as well.
Yeah.
Like Chaz and Royal Tenenbaum, they put aside their
That's a cool
differences.
name.
Yeah,
Royal.
and Chaz, like
Yeah.
they put aside their differences to like come together as father and son,
Yeah.
and like him taking him to in the ambulance when he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was sad. Like it's a heavy hitting movie,
Yeah. There's some dark themes in it.
Mm.
and it balances a line between being comedic and
Yeah.
heavy.
Not just like Luke Wilson like attempting suicide, but like
Yeah.
freaking Owen Wilson being on like drugs and trying to like
You don't really see that too much though. It's
Yeah.
not like
No, you don't.
it's not like he's like
yeah, and like kills the dog in that.
Buckley.
Buckley, yeah.
That's so like underwhelming
Mm.
for them as well. Like he crashes into it's like, oh, I killed a dog.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you killed Buckley. And then they just go get that. They go get that Dalmatian.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, here's another dog. Straight up.
Well,
to
it was foreshadowed in the beginning when
Yeah.
they couldn't save Buckley.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
true. Or in the
When they
practice
do the
fire
factory,
escape.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 3 is Roll Tenenbaums as well. So
Yeah.
your turn.
Number 2, Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yep.
One of Wes's best films. I'm sure you can agree on that.
Yeah.
It's pretty subjective, but can't be too subjective if we all agree on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, as said before, the color used in this film is amazing.
And like the comedy in it, just so like random.
I think
Just
this is
like-
one of the biggest. Like this is one of the most.
Yeah, just like willing to
biggest
throw
comedy.
like throwing a cat out the window, just random stuff like that. Just really
That
good.
was so good.
I know.
When was that?
Like when he's confronting Adrian Brody, you know?
No, it was it was Jeff
Oh
Goldblum.
Jeff
yes,
Goldblum,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was so good.
Just random.
And
And
like-
and there's still like, it's still
Yeah.
kind of like the French Dispatch in like the cinematography. There's a lot of
Yeah.
you know,
That's just
classic away
like,
shots
yeah,
in
like
this
Wes
film as
Anderson,
well.
like with comedy, it's just so bizarre that it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
his style.
Mm.
And yeah.
Like when Edward Norton as the policeman, he like goes up to him and
Yes.
Ralph Fiennes is like, "She's dead, and you think I killed her?"
Yeah.
And he just runs off. It was so good.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
funny. Best. I reckon this is one of the best.
Definitely.
Comedy.
And Ralph Fiennes killed it in the
Of
performance.
course, yeah. He's a very good actor.
Yeah.
What has he done? Voldemort. He's done.
He's got range, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 2 is actually Grand Budapest. I'd like to say one more thing. So usually Wes films have like an arc, and for their characters.
Yeah.
But with Monsieur Gustave, he doesn't really have an arc.
Yeah.
And I
mean,
think
he's pretty egotistic.
Yeah, and so when Zero's explaining to the writer what he's like, he says at the beginning and the end of the film, that Monsieur Gustave was like superficial, blonde, insecure, needy, just like his disciples.
Mm-hmm.
And but at the end of the film, he adds on to it by saying, but he was the last bit of humanity left in the world. And I think that's a really beautiful end, because despite there not being an actual arc, he maintains his character throughout the whole thing, despite all of this stuff that happens to him. He gets thrown in prison.
Yeah.
His lover dies.
Legit. And everything's stacked against him. And he manages to pull through. And at the end, he pretty much gets killed for it. Because remember, like, on the train, he was like, well, hello, chaps.
Yeah.
And he does it again, and look what happens.
Mm.
Yeah,
That was
like it for
beautiful.
Yeah.
That was really
That's a good take. Okay. My number 2, which I assume you guys have all number 1. It's Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh.
What do you guys like about it?
Well, I only have one more movie to say, and I haven't said this yet.
Yeah.
And it is Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah. Your number 10 movie of all time, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like up there.
No, it's in my top 5.
Top 5.
It's in my top 5.
Wow.
Oh, we didn't even mention that we had this.
Yeah, new setup. 40 minutes into the podcast, new setup.
Didn't even mention that. Well, we got a new setup on the back.
Yeah, we did.
We'll keep filling it up as the episodes go on. But yeah. Anyway, back to Fantastic Mr. Fox. We've explained this before, or I've explained this before, when we were talking about our top 10 movies in episode number 1.
Yeah.
The respect I have for this film, or any stop motion film in general, it's just incredible. The time it takes to go into one of these films, like every single movement is one shot. So that'd be like even like a whole hand movement, however big it is. If it's a massive one, it would have been like 20 different shots.
Yeah.
And I think that's just amazing to like think about, like just to fathom that like that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Like it just seems so like it seems so traditional and old. Like you'd think like you could make something like that through animation, but Wes's way of creating, more his style is to go all the way with it.
Yeah. And
many people could have used animation for stop motion. Like they could have just pretended that. Do you know what I'm trying to get at? But he, like, if you're seeing behind the scenes, it's full on.
And he does like tracking shots and everything.
Yeah.
See, for me, this is my favourite movie of all time.
Is it actually?
It really is.
Really?
And it's remained that way since we got a pirated DVD from Bali. And I fell in love with the film.
When did it come out? 2009?
Yeah.
And honestly, this film is... It's so
good for 2009 as well.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like...
That's crazy.
The look of the film is stunning.
Pleasing.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Like, the switch from, like, the orange hues to the grey. And, like, in the cave and everything, like, the sets are amazing. The characters are designed, obviously, with, like, the whole stop-motion thing. Like, the amount of work is just commendable.
Even just the characters themselves, they're so likeable.
Yeah.
Like,
especially
Mr.
the characters.
Fox is like a d***, but, like, you like him.
Yeah.
George Clooney and then Jason Schwartzman as
even
Ash,
as well. They
Ash,
filmed some of those. They filmed some of those like voice recordings not in a studio. They do that in a normal sort of setting. So like even at the dinner table when Fox was eating breakfast, they actually did that at a table. And he like
Have you seen the boys on the bike?
Yeah. Like I've seen a few of them, but like it just creates that immersion and realm of like the real world.
Yeah. Well, like
in animal form. It's pretty cool.
When he's explaining to Ash, like, oh, this is how you were born, or how I found out you were born, he was like, oh, you're stepping on my lines.
Yes.
Because they record together. But I'd also like to say Michael Gambon as Bean. He had a bloody good performance.
Yeah.
Because he was like, kill him! There's so many lines from the film that are just so quotable.
Yeah.
Bogus Bunsen Bean, the theme,
One fat, one
Bogus
short, one
Bunsen
lean.
Bean.
Yeah.
I get goosebumps whenever I hear that. And I could go on about this film for hours and I can watch it days
I
and days.
could as well. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But my most favourite thing about it is that it comments on what it is to be human and what it is to be free. Because in the film, there's the scene with the wolves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so foreshadowed in that film as well. Because
Yes.
Fox has a massive fear of wolves.
Yeah. He's like, wolves? What wolves?
Yeah.
And
then,
it just, the wolf is the most free animal. He's an actual wild animal. And then all of these characters, Fox, Badger, everyone, they're
have
domesticated.
emotions, they can talk. They can
talk. They
walk.
But the thing is, they're confined by these lives that they've set out.
Yeah.
But then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have the beagles and stuff,
Yeah.
which can't talk, but they're fully domesticated. So I think in the film, there's this balance between being wild and being domesticated, and it comes out as it just comments on what it is to be human and what it is to be free.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very powerful scene though. When he he conquers that, he not conquers, but he sort of sees the wolf and he's like,
he tears up a bit.
Yeah. He's like, that's something that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But he can't talk, so he uses the hand gesture.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of Garnus.
Bulbous. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, no, that was sick. It's
It's the type of film that little kids can enjoy, but also adults.
Adults can understand the themes and then the obviously adult jokes that are behind the whole film itself.
Yeah, when I was in the cinema watching it as a 5-year-old kid, I remember thoroughly enjoying it. So yeah.
As a 5-year-old, I remember thoroughly enjoying it as a 5-year-old child.
Yeah, I do. And it's a great movie. And I respect it's your number one. But my number one, because that is 2, I have Rushmore. So, what?
Did you pause it?
No.
No.
I just have to photo.
Just checking.
Yeah, we'll cut that bit.
We don't need to cut anything. We don't need to cut anything, it's fine. We don't need to cut it.
My number one's Rushmore.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I just think it's slightly better than Fantastic Mr. Fox. Sorry.
That's harsh.
Hot
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't
Where'd you get on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only watched it the first time a couple nights ago. And we've already explained everything about it. But it's kind of a hot take having as number one, but
Even after all of those essays we've written on Fantastic
exactly.
Mr. Fox.
We never learned to rush
Yeah, I
on.
think that might have actually ruined it for me. Not ruined
No,
it,
but I'll tell you what movie got ruined for me.
Lion. Yeah.
Oh.
Lion got ruined for me big time.
Yeah.
Just how long? Who cares? But that got ruined for me.
Dissing the
Just because of
English
school. But none of Wes's films got ruined for me because of school.
No.
Really?
I watched these films so many times, and I just I liked writing about them. I swear, it was the only movie or genre or director I loved writing about. Even though I may not have gotten wonderful marks like this little sweat over here, but I just liked writing about it, and it was enjoyable to watch, and I guess that's why I liked writing about it, because it was easy to transfer from watching a movie to writing.
Yeah.
So, because you know what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's so much to talk about on a Wes film.
Yep, so that was our top 10 Wes Anderson films.
Thanks, Hugo, for coming in.
Yes, our first guest,
First guest.
Hugo.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
I've enjoyed talking about pirated movies, incest, and what have you.
Why?
Yeah, that was a great way to wrap up the podcast, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good
Google
stuff, as we said
Podcasts,
before. If you like what we do, subscribe. Do what you must.
Add me up on Instagram at Hugo and Pollard.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, free plug.
No
for
one's watching
Hugo.
this.
Free plug for Hugo. Yeah, as for before, if you like what we do, please subscribe. It helps us a lot.
Yeah.
We'll check us out. Episode 6. We'll be talking about Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man.
No,
movie.
this is coming out afterwards, idiot. We're publishing Spider-Man first. You just do this, aren't we?
Shit.
So dumb. Come on, man.
I'll restart the
Because
podcast.
we're filming Spider-Man after this. We're doing a double episode.
Okay.
Yeah, because we've all seen it.
Yeah.
Watched it when it first came out.
Yeah.
We'll do a spoiler, non-spoiler,
yeah,
and
so
then we'll chat about it.
Well,
Yeah.
they already know.
Alright,
It's
they've
already been
already seen
uploaded.
Oh, man.
Thanks for listening
Yeah.
and watching.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.